Good evening. This is Akashvani. I'm Anuja Kumar with the news at 9. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi addresses virtual G20 Leaders Summit, says message of inclusivity given by G20 to entire world is unprecedented. Government intensifies rescue operations to save trapped workers inside collapsed Silkyara Tunnel in Uttarkashi. 2 Indian Army captains and a jawan martyred during anti-terrorist operation in Jammu and Kashmir's Rajouri. Campaigning reaches peak for assembly elections in Rajasthan before coming to an end tomorrow. DGCA imposes 10 lakh rupee penalty on Air India for non-compliance of regulations. And India resumes e-visa services for Canadian nationals. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today asserted that concerns of the Global South will have to be given top priority in the 21st century. In his opening remarks at the virtual G20 Leaders Summit, Mr. Modi said G20 got the identity of People's 20 under the presidency of India. He added that it is a matter of pride for India that Africa has got a voice in its presidency. He said that message of inclusivity given by G20 to the entire world is unprecedented.
G20 ने पूरे विश्व को इंक्लूसिविटी का जो ये संदेश दिया है वो अभूतपूर्व है। भारत के लिए गर्व की बात है कि उसकी प्रेसिडेंसी में अफ्रीका को आवाज मिली है।
Mr. Modi pointed out that the countries of the Global South are going through many difficulties for which they are not responsible. He emphasized that the need of the hour is to provide full support to the development agenda.
21वीं सदी के विश्व को आगे बढ़ते हुए ग्लोबल साउथ की चिंताओं को सर्वोच्च प्राथमिकता देनी होगी। ग्लोबल साउथ के देश ऐसी अनेक कठिनाइयों से गुजर रहे हैं जिनके लिए वे जिम्मेदार नहीं है। इस संदर्भ में समय की मांग है कि हम डेवलपमेंट एजेंडा को अपना पूर्ण समर्थन दें।
The Prime Minister said that G20 under India's presidency has emphasized on adopting a human-centric approach while supporting innovation and digital technology. He said G20 has again increased confidence in multilateralism. Mr. Modi stated that new challenges have arisen in the last few months and the situation of insecurity and instability in the West Asia region is a matter of concern for all.
पिछले महीनों में नई चुनौतियां उत्पन्न हुई हैं। पश्चिम एशिया क्षेत्र में असुरक्षा और अस्थिरता की स्थिति हम सब के लिए चिंता का विषय है। आज हमारा एक साथ आना इस बात का प्रतीक है कि हम सभी मुद्दों के प्रति संवेदनशील हैं और इनके समाधान के लिए एक साथ खड़े हैं। हम मानते हैं कि आतंकवाद हम सभी को अस्वीकार्य है। सिविलियंस की मौत कहीं भी हो निंदनीय है।
India and Australia have recommitted themselves to empowering the Quad to partnership, regional and global good. The joint statement issued after the second India-Australia 2+2 ministerial dialogue held in New Delhi condemns terrorism in all its forms and manifestations. It says both sides are committed to continue working effectively through diplomacy, defence and development activities. Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh and External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar held the second India-Australia 2+2 Foreign and Defence Ministerial Dialogue with their Australian counterparts Richard Marles and Penny Wong on Monday. The rescue operation to safely evacuate 41 workers trapped in the collapsed Silkyara Tunnel in Uttarkashi district of Uttarakhand is likely to be completed by tonight. Our correspondent reports that the rescue team has pushed the pipe more than 45 meters deep inside the tunnel, and it is believed that the trapped workers may come out by tonight. Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami has reached Uttarkashi and is taking stock of the rescue operations. All arrangements have been completed at the Community Health Centre, Chinyali Sur, to check the health of the workers as soon as they are evacuated. In Jammu and Kashmir, 2 Indian Army captains and a jawan attained martyrdom, while another jawan was injured during an encounter between security forces and terrorists in Rajouri today. The fierce gunfight was going on in the area with the induction of more troops to neutralize 2 terrorists trapped at the spot. The encounter broke out between terrorists and joint forces of the army and the J&K police in the Bajimal area of Rajouri district following a cordon and search operation. Further details are awaited. This is Akashvani giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. With less than 24 hours left for the Assembly election campaign to conclude in Rajasthan, top-level leaders of all political parties are trying hard to win the confidence of the public. Frontline leader of BJP campaign, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, today addressed public meetings at Sagwada in Dungarpur and Kotri near Bhilwara. He accused Congress of corruption and nepotism. BJP National President JP Nadda held public meetings at Danta Ramgarh in Sikar, Dausa and other places. He said that a special investigation team, SIT, will be formed to investigate corruption cases in the state. He also cornered the state government over atrocities against women and corruption. Senior BJP leader Amit Shah said in a meeting at Jaitaran that the country is progressing rapidly in every field and India has become the 5th largest economy in the world. Senior BJP leader Yogi Adityanath addressed a public meeting in Jodhpur. Senior Congress leader Rahul Gandhi held public meetings in Rajakhera, Nadbai and Gangapur city. He advocated for caste census in the country and said that the development of the country is possible only when backward and tribals will be given participation in power. Senior Congress leader Priyanka Gandhi discussed the public welfare policies of the state government in the meetings held at Churu and Shahpura. Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot addressed public meetings in Malpura, Sojat and Balesar. BSP Chief Mayawati, Rashtriya Loktantrik Party Chief Hanuman Beniwal, Azad Samaj Party National President Chandrasekhar Azad and top leaders of other parties remained busy in campaigning for their party candidates. Meanwhile, a major setback to Congress party, the Election Commission has instructed it to stop the missed call advertisement. Also, clarification has been asked from the Congress party in this regard. More from our correspondent.
District electoral officers have sent e-invitation letters and Kumkum Patrika to migrant voters to participate in voting to be held on 25th November. Returning officers and BLOs have also contacted migrant voters through phone calls and social media, urging them to come to their villages and towns to use their franchise. Apart from this, special efforts have also been made by the candidates and social organizations to ensure the participation of migrants in voting. As a result of these efforts, a large number of coaches of trains and buses have been booked by migrant voters. At the occasion of Dev Utni Ekadashi, wedding programs are going to start in the state from tomorrow. Hence, migrant Marwadis have started returning to their state, Rajasthan, from today. With Sudarshan Nahar, this is Jitendra Dwivedi, Akashvani News, Jaipur.
In Telangana, senior leaders of BJP, BSP and Jan Sena campaigned in the state today. Former Karnataka Chief Minister and BJP leader Yediyurappa alleged that 5 guarantees given by Congress are not implemented in Karnataka. He asked the Telangana people not to believe Congress and its 6 guarantees. Jan Sena party chief Pawan Kalyan kick-started the party's campaign in the state, addressing an election meeting at Hanamkonda. The party is contesting in 8 seats in alliance with the BJP. BJP Rajya Sabha member Dr. K. Lakshman said his party is considering implementation of the Uniform Civil Code, keeping in view the long-term and larger interests of the country. He was taking part in the DD dialogue in Hyderabad. BRS Chief K. Chandrasekhar Rao addressed an election meeting at Tandur. Pradesh Congress President Revanth Reddy alleged that BRS government has not resolved Podu land issue during the past 10 years. BSP President Mayawati campaigned in Suryapet in support of the BSP candidates. The Directorate General of Civil Aviation or DGCA today lakh lakh rupees on Air India for non-compliance of regulations. DGCA carried out inspections at Delhi, Kochi and Bangalore airports of scheduled domestic operators in the months of May and September this year. The inspections were carried out to ascertain the discharge of obligations related to facilities provided to the passengers as per provisions laid down in the DGCA regulations. The DGCA in a statement said that during the inspections, the officials found that Air India Airlines was not complying with the provisions of the relevant civil aviation requirements. National Investigation Agency NIA today raided multiple locations across Punjab and Haryana as part of its continuing investigations into the attacks on the Consulate General of India at San Francisco in the US. NIA said that a total of 14 locations were raided in the two states to unravel the conspiracy behind the 19th March and 2nd July attacks this year. The attacks involved criminal trespass, vandalism, damage to public property, and attempts to cause hurt to the consulate officials and set the consulate building on fire through acts of arson. India has resumed e-visa services for Canadian nationals. New Delhi had suspended visa services in Canada in September amid diplomatic row with the country. Sources said the e-visa services have now been resumed. India had restored visa services in certain categories last month, including entry visa, business visa, medical visa, and conference visa. In a major development, Israel's cabinet has approved a 4-day ceasefire deal with Hamas that would bring a temporary halt in war-torn Gaza. As part of the deal, Hamas is to free 50 of the roughly 240 hostages it is holding in the Gaza Strip. Israel said it would extend the ceasefire by an additional day for every 10 hostages released. The first release of hostages is expected tomorrow. Israel also agreed to permit additional fuel and large amounts of humanitarian aid into Gaza. However, ahead of cabinet's voting, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said Israel would resume its offensive against Hamas after the ceasefire expires. Khadi and handmade local products are winning hearts of Delhiites at the ongoing India International Trade Fair 2023 at Pragati Maidan in the national capital. The fair is offering a diverse range of products at various stalls and pavilions, which range from Khadi India Pavilion to Saras Ajivika Mela. More from our correspondent.
People of all ages are thronging to the trade fair, including elderly couples and school children. There is something for everyone at the fair, from educational and informative games for the little ones to free health checkups for the aged. Even as Turkey's stall is pulling crowds with its multicolored lights and lamps, Afghanistan's stall has managed to draw people with its wide array of dry fruits. Spread across 14 halls, the grand pavilions by ministries and organizations of India and abroad are showcasing key schemes, policies, live demonstrations, and a myriad of products. And a host of products, artifacts, and handicraft. Cultural events are also being held side by side, displaying the rich culture of the states of India. The food stalls with special delicacies of every region are also witnessing heavy footfall. Suparna Saigya, Akashvani News, Delhi.
The Indian mission to ASEAN, along with the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers' Welfare, is hosting the ASEAN India Millet Festival in Indonesia's capital, Jakarta, from 22nd to 26th of November 2023 as part of the International Year of Millets 2023. Addressing at the inauguration, Indian Ambassador to ASEAN, Jayant Khobragade, highlighted the importance of the ASEAN India Millet Festival and strengthening of India-ASEAN relations.
We are celebrating ASEAN India Millet Festival on 7th September on the eve of G20 Summit in India. Honorable Prime Minister paid a visit for ASEAN India Summit and East Asia Summit. During ASEAN India Summit, one of the joint statements which was adopted was on food security, and millet is of course one of the important elements for ensuring food security.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi addresses virtual G20 Leaders Summit, says message of inclusivity given by G20 to entire world is unprecedented. Government intensifies rescue operations to save trapped workers inside collapsed Silkyara Tunnel in Uttarkashi. 2 Indian Army captains and a jawan martyred during anti-terrorist operation in Jammu and Kashmir's Rajouri. Campaigning reaches peak for assembly elections in Rajasthan before coming to an end tomorrow. DGCA imposes 10 lakh rupee penalty on Air India for non-compliance of regulations. And that is all in the news at 9. Good night.
This is Akashvani. In the program Spotlight, now we bring you a discussion on UN Forum 2023.